filmmaker refuses to desist, then it's important for the staff or supervisors to engage in the debate around the legalities of actions and instead contact them.
Watch how this opens. Our auditor doesn't barge in screaming about rights. He scopes the place like a regular citizen, finds the entrance, spots security, and mentally maps a strategy. This is the setup most people miss. He's not looking for trouble. He's looking for information. That calm approach is what gives him the moral high ground when G4S inevitably pounces. You can feel the tension building before a single word is exchanged. This is how you win before the fight even starts, by not appearing to be fighting at all.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at somewhere called Abel Smith House, because at Abel Smith House, I believe, somewhere, is a Job Centre Plus. So we're going to have a wander around and I'll let you know when I find it. Interesting. So you can't just get in there, you do have to be buzzed in. So we'll carry on looking around, but I would say that's definitely the job centre in there, looking at, you know, the layouts and whatnot. So we're gonna keep wandering around and see if we can find an entrance for the job centre. Hopefully we find one. Ah, here we go. Job centre entrance this way. And I see it. And already I see G4S. And they're literally inside the door, so push the door to open. No, just having a look at the boards and that. Yeah.
Can we help?
Pardon?
Can we help?
No, just as I said, I'm just having a look at the boards and stuff, mate.
Okay.
What's
the filming for?
Pardon?
Boom! First contact. The manager instantly defaults to the corporate script. No permission, no filming. But here's where it gets spicy. The auditor doesn't argue, he redirects. Show me the written policy. That's the moment you see the manager's confidence crack. He's used to compliance, not challenge. The threat to call police lands flat, because our guy welcomes it. He's already 3 moves ahead, knowing they'll show up to a civil matter they can't touch. This is psychological judo, using their momentum against
the local job centre.
Right, no. Please, you're not allowed to film on DWP process.
Why not?
Because that's DWP policy.
Okay. Can you go look up your written policy on that, please?
Please.
Are you the manager here? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. As the manager, don't know what your name is, so I'll just call you the manager. Can you please go look up your written policy, because I'm aware there is a written policy on this, and it will enlighten you.
Can you please leave the premises for the time being?
When you look up your written policy...
Can you please, we don't allow filming on DWP.
But your written policy states otherwise.
We don't allow filming on
Yeah, your written policy states otherwise.
Permission.
Your written policy states otherwise.
Then we will call the police to have you removed.
Okay. The written policy from the DWP itself states otherwise.
We will call the police and we'll have you
for your information,
Yes.
I'm recording you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know.
All I'd like to say politely
Yes.
is that I do not give you permission to record me
Okay.
or to use that on any media.
Okay.
I'm not sure what your intentions are either way.
Okay, I understand that.
I will tell you that you don't have permission.
Okay. Thank you for being so polite and cordial about it. I appreciate the polite request. In my response,
would you-
no, sorry, in my response, I also do not give you permission to record me in that instance.
Okay.
So you've turned your
Well,
body camera on.
I've told you I'm recording.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just for both of us.
Yeah, that's
to
fine.
ensure that there's no ambiguities.
Absolutely.
At any other time.
Completely agree. The camera gives an absolute undeniable account of situations. So I completely agree with that. And for the same purpose, I'm going to continue recording as well. Okay, because you have your account. I know I have the right to access that, but that can take so long to access.
What is your request? Would you like to just repeat that? You've not spoken to one of the DW.
Yes, so as I explained to the manager, I came here to make a video about what's on offer to the public in the local job centre. It's something I do. It's I make sort of vlogs, sort of thing, and I make things that
I'm
are.
not asking you because I'm trying to.
No, that's fine. There's nothing incriminating about it.
We'll
Yeah.
deal with that
Yeah.
side of it.
Yeah,
All
I'm
saying
happy
is
to explain to you.
sure
Yeah, I'm happy to explain to you because you've been very polite with me. Yeah, I'm happy to explain to you. You have been very polite. And I said it, I'm just making a video. It's something I do. I make videos about what's on offer at local job centres. It's public interest. Not everybody that comes to the DWP, some people are on PIP, some people aren't able to get here.
I can't get into that conversation.
No, obviously, I know, but it's a fact. Some people are on PIP, and some people are not able to physically get here to see what's on offer. Some people, those same people, may not have internet access to look online.
I hear what you say. I can't get into
No, you can't, exactly. But, so, a little bit of reason of what I do.
So, what are you going to do now?
Well, I'm going to wait for the manager to print off his written policy on it, because I'm aware that there is.
The waiting game is where amateurs would fold, but this is pure strategy. While the manager scrambles for paperwork, the auditor builds rapport with security, complimenting their licenses, explaining his public interest angle about GDPR and accessibility. He's not just killing time, he's building a record of being reasonable, informed, and non-threatening. Notice how the guards soften. This is divide and conquer 101. Separate the foot soldiers from the bad leadership. By the time the manager returns, his own security team has been neutralized as witnesses against him.
Yeah, no, you've been very polite and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's nice to see G4S Security that actually have their license on display as well, actually. A lot, yeah, you both have it on display, fantastic. A lot of job centres that I go to,
Again, I can't.
No, okay, you can't get into that, that's fine, but I'm still going to say, what my piece, but I do go to a lot of places and security do not have their licence on display, which, as you well know, in the legislation is 6 months in prison, maximum sentence for that. It is a serious offence. The courts will class it as a non-serious because it goes to magistrates, but still, you don't want to end up in prison for 6 months just for not wearing a little blue card. So yeah, it's nice to see that you both are. Appreciate that as well. There we go, guys. So at the moment they've got roles going for an HR administrator, a mobile caretaker. Obviously you can pause and read these at your leisure. Seasonal support staff. Various roles available with Mind in Hertfordshire. So Mind are a mental health charity. And if you've got QR scanning capabilities, you can scan these to access these ones. So these are in, you've got various locations. You've got, with Audi, you've got Stevenage, Letchworth, Welwyn and Hatfield. All relatively close to Stevenage, good transport links. There we go, got some more here. Yeah, another thing that I do tend to notice as well at job centres is, like, for example, where people have appointments down there. So these ones are probably better than I've seen in a lot of places. They've got like the cubicles, but still, if somebody were having an appointment, say in cubicle 44 there, and somebody were having an appointment in the next cubicle along, what potentially is going on is they're overhearing each other's private and personal information, which the DWP have a onus under GDPR and Data Protection Act to keep private and secure. So obviously that's something that gets highlighted in my videos as well, is the mishandling of people's personal data by the DWP. That's another thing. People are interested in how the government are handling our information and our personal data. So for example, you've actually got blinds down on your windows. Again, good to see. Don't always see that. If you didn't have those blinds down and I was stood outside, I could film through the window and see all those computer screens that are at the back of the desk there, and while somebody's having an appointment, all their personal information on it. Again, this job centre so far, I must say, apart from the manager, is doing well with it, because you have your blinds down as you should. You have your licences on display as you should. You've got job adverts up on the board for the public to come and have a look at. Your computers are all accessible. You've got hand sanitizer and everything ready for them. So I must say, other than the manager being a bit grumpy, it's looking good.
Police walk in expecting a simple trespass removal, and you can practically hear the record scratch. The auditor immediately challenges their jurisdiction. This is civil trespass, not your business. The officer's confusion is palpable. He's been dispatched on a nonsense call and now faces someone who knows the difference between criminal and civil law better than he does. The refusal to repeat his purpose isn't stubbornness. It's establishing boundaries. Police are observers here, not enforcers. And our guy makes them confront that reality before they can establish any false authority.
I don't want to waste
The manager's spoken to you.
Yeah.
I can't get into dialogue
Yeah.
about what the manager is doing or
Yeah.
not. Move security next.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. So you just observe and report, sort of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll tell you what, you guys are probably the best G4S security I've met in my time.
Safety and security are both.
Yes, yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Because I can't get into dialogue.
Yeah, I understand. Obviously, as you can tell, the way I'm talking to you, and I'm not acting threatening or aggressively towards you, so there's no safety issues.
So where do you put all this information?
Various places, various places. YouTube's probably the most popular one. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sure you've been told you're not allowed to film me.
Yeah, I've already spoken to the manager.
The police are on their way down.
The police are on their way. In that case, because I'll be polite, you haven't been rude to me, but because you called the police and wasted their time, I don't want to waste their time when they arrive, and if I'm not here, for them to be looking for me. So I'm going to remain here and wait for the police. Okay. At which point the police will inform you that I'm in a public place. Okay, it is a publicly accessible area for the public to come and use. For example, you have job adverts on the board for the public to come and look at, computers for us to come and use. It is a public place, and.
Why are you filming? Why don't you just...
Well, I've already explained to security. They can fill you in later. I'm not repeating myself. But
take photos of the boards, don't you?
Yeah, but then it's not a vlog, is it?
Just being difficult.
Well, no. Yeah, he's recording as well, so yeah.
Please speak up, pal.
Okay, no worries. I'll wait around. I said I don't want to waste their time with them looking for me. So. Oh, yeah. As SIA licensed operatives, I'm sure you're aware that trespass isn't a police issue, it's not a criminal offence. So there's absolutely going to be nothing that the police could do about it anyway. When they get here, they're literally going to say, they might ask me to leave and I'll tell them the same thing. No, but...
This is the nuclear moment. The manager returns with the DWP's own policy, thinking he's got the smoking gun. Instead, he just handed the auditor a loaded weapon. Watch the auditor's face as he reads the sections the manager conveniently skipped. The parts that explicitly state filming is allowed and police have no power. You can see the manager's soul leave his body. He's just publicly humiliated himself by proving his entire position was fabricated. The policy he hoped would remove the auditor actually guarantees his right to stay. That's not just a win. That's a public execution of authority.
Out and so forth. He's tried to explain it to you so that you're...
Oh, he hasn't shown me any printout. I did ask him to print it out because I'm aware of the policy.
If they print... If they show you it on paper, you're happy to cease filming and obviously leave the premises?
So their policy, the one that I'm aware of their filming on DWP premises is... They use the HSE Act, health and safety for employers.
Okay.
Not relevant to a member of the public in this building. Is the onus on them for that. And at the end of that printout, it does say that while they prefer that claimants and members of the public don't film here, there is nothing that they can do to stop it. If somebody wanted to film, say for example their appointment, they cannot be stopped from doing it if that's what they want to do, and they should be offered a private room to have their appointment. So it does state in their written policy that they cannot stop somebody from filming in the job centre if they want to, and that's the straight. That's probably why. That's probably why he hasn't come and shown me. May?
Yeah, absolutely. It says if there's no business reason, so first ensure there's no legitimate customer service requirement from the filmmaker as a DWP customer, which there isn't. DWP policy is we prohibit filming for data protection, privacy and information security reasons in its DWP premises without permission unless a reasonable adjustment is in place. Any filming must stop before allowing entry. If there's no business reason for the entry, which there wasn't, follow the advice below, have on-site security maintain a safe distance and monitor those of the filmmakers, which they have done.
They've been fantastic for us, they've been really good. Yep.
Okay. Where a request is made by DWP staff or a security guard to stop filming and leave the property, this must be done calmly, professionally, using the statement, I don't give permission for filming, please stop. We don't allow filming or audio recording on that premises without permission. I said words, perhaps not precisely those words, but
to that effect,
pretty much
fair enough.
to that effect. If the filmmaker refuses to desist, then it's important for staff or security to engage in any debate around the legalities of their actions and instead contact the police. Close all ground floor blinds to prevent intrusion into the building. Ensure all external doors. Remove name badges if you're exiting the building. It's important to staff. Where incident occurs, it should be raised by the UCB. But if unavoidable, do so calmly while being professional at all times. Please stop. We do not allow filming or audio recording on our premises without permission. So that's basically.
May I read that? May I have a look at that?
Read that.
May I keep this copy?
Now we escalate from legal to ethical. The auditor spots the officer's thin blue line badge and launches into a masterclass on political neutrality. Take the gang badge off and we can talk. He's not insulting. He's educating. Linking the symbol to white supremacy movements and explaining how it undermines public trust. The officer's defensiveness shows it hits home. This isn't about trespass anymore. It's about the very legitimacy of the police force's image. When authority figures wear partisan symbols, they cease being public servants and become gang members with state power. That's a conversation they absolutely do not want to have on camera.
It was recorded. I'm not here to be a parrot and repeat myself.
We'd like to know your legitimate reason why you're here.
Well,
We haven't been decided.
okay, that's fine. You can ask them. I already told them. No offence, but you're here as an observer. This is a matter of civil trespass. You're here as observers, and that's the extent of your powers. It's civil trespass, whether or not they have it written in a policy.
So you've got legal, saying you don't have permission to be here.
It's-
you don't have a legitimate reason.
Okay, it's still
I'm asking you,
okay.
can I see
Okay,
legitimate
and
business?
but that's not your business. This is a
is
civil
business.
matter. It's a civil matter, not
but
a
you
not.
don't
It's
have
not.
permission
It's
to
not
be
a
on
police
site.
matter.
It's
Yes.
just
Okay.
like-
Fine. And fine. If that's the case,
I'd just like
okay,
to know
fine.
what
If that's the
legitimate
case, right?
reason is.
If that's the case, then this comes down to a matter of I'm trespassing. Okay. Do you have any jurisdiction over a civil trespass?
I just want to know.
Do you have any jurisdiction over civil trespass, or are you here to observe? Right. So
That's fine, but
mind your
I'm
own, and I'll
asking
deal with it with them.
But they still don't know.
I'll tell you what. Take the gang badge off your uniform. We might be able to have a civil
You don't
conversation.
speak to me like that.
Well, I do.
You don't.
I do. If you're going to wear a gang badge on your uniform, then that's exactly how I'll talk to you.
You don't need to stop talking to me like that.
Why not? What are you going to do about it?
Well, if you start getting leery, I can remove you. So
No, you can't. It's a civil matter, not a police matter. You cannot get involved.
Okay, enough of the attitude.
No.
I'm asking you why you're here, and you still don't know why you're here. I'm asking you very nicely why you're here, and you haven't answered.
It's not your business.
Well, if they've called us, we then are part of the business now.
You're here as an independent observer in a matter of civil
Okay, so don't
trespass.
ask me why you're here, because you don't have a reason why you're here.
After the dust settles, this becomes something bigger than one job center. The auditor ties it all to Article 10, freedom of expression, and Human Rights Act protection against government overreach. This wasn't about being difficult. It was civil disobedience against creeping authoritarianism. He explains how each audit documents whether public servants respect rights they swore to uphold. The police leave powerless. The manager is defeated by his own rules, and the audience learns what actual accountability looks like. It's not just content. It's constitutional defense in action.
What were you told the reason he was here for?
Something about filming the information that's on the public boards,
Oh, okay.
which was done immediately upon entering the building.
Yeah.
So beyond that, I'm not sure why there's any need to remain on the premises.
Okay.
Again, something I have already explained.
Have you filmed the public boards? Yeah.
What I filmed is my business, not yours. If you want respect from members of the public, I would strongly suggest you take those gang badges off your uniforms. That would be a cracking start. But we've already had that discussion, me and you, about how I feel about that badge. You know. I'm pretty sure was it you that was with him last time, or was it somebody else? I know it was a female officer. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made you both aware of how I feel about that.
That's okay.
Badge on your uniform. Sorry, and your collar number again, just to remind me.
1128.
1128. Thank you. There we go. Yeah. So he only read out the parts that he wanted you to hear.
Okay, yeah, go.
So, we've got to help manage these incidents and protect staff, the following information is provided to help should such an incident happen again. The law on when and where filming can be carried out lawfully is complex, but in general terms, members of the public and the media do not need permission or a permit to film or photograph in public places, and police have no power to stop them if they do. What amounts to a public place requires legal advice, and where this becomes necessary, the office manager should seek instruction from legal services or the landlord. Staff are reminded that filming a DWP site or staff is not prohibited by criminal law, and it is only when the filmmaker's behaviour breaches criminal legislation, e.g. Public order offence, which I'm sure the security officers, security guards can attest to the fact that I've been very polite and cordial with you guys. Haven't been threatening or anything. Where filmmakers film on private property and refuse to desist, it is the landlord or DWP's responsibility to seek a civil remedy to prevent this, an injunction in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, and interdict in Scotland. So therefore, as I was saying, you're here as an observer. They've called you fine.
Yeah,
You're here as an observer. Like, asking me what I'm here for and me not want to tell you.
That's fine.
I don't have to tell you, exactly. So you didn't have to be so pushy with it when I said I don't want to tell you. You should have been like, okay, fine, and just carried on observing.
It was only a question. I just wanted to know.
Well, again, but when a member of the public tells you no, you need to stop having an ego about it and just be like, fine, you don't have to. Well, you clearly did, because as soon as I told you I don't want to tell you, you got funny about it.
Yeah, I got funny because you just kept saying these guys know, but they didn't know.
Well, they did. They did. I've told them. They've got it on camera, and the manager eventually did tell you. So he just wanted me to repeat it so you could hear it. That's the only reason. So he clearly did know, and that's why I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I'm not here to be a parrot. I'm here to carry out my business and be on my way.
Fine. But I was just wondering what your business was. That's what I was just.
But yeah, that PCSO, by the way, put in a formal complaint against him. He's currently being investigated. And after you guys left, I went in to make a complaint in person about the PCSO. Two female PCs. Oh yeah, you saw the video, didn't you? Man, that was ridiculous. I've actually put in a complaint against them, not just for their attitude, but for misfeasance in public office. They abused their power and threatened to seize my property for conspiracy to commit public nuisance, which, when I looked up that act afterwards, I fit none of the criteria for. So they're abusing their position of authority to threaten members of the public. It amounts to harassment.
Well, like we said last time, you're well in your right to make complaints, and people need to make complaints about things like this at times, because that's how you improve and so forth.
Yeah, I'm currently fighting to get those badges off your uniform officially. Yeah,
I know.
But at the end of the day, those badges arose as a counter-protest to BLM, so the fact that you wear them kind of paints you in a bad light.
Personally, I don't view it in that light. I understand.
Yeah,
again, like I said last time.
I walk around with a swastika on me. Personally, I'm not using it for that. I'm using it for the Hindi reason of where it originated from. But I walk around with that on me, then I'm going to get done for public order offences. Because it is a hate image. So, and that's the thing, whether or not you're using it for your personal reasons, you have to take into account the connotations that emblem carries with it. And that was used heavily in counter-BLM protests. That's what made them so popular. And they've also been used by white supremacist group, Yardy, no, not Yardy Boys, that's London gang, isn't it? What do they call? Something boys in America, they've co-opted the thin blue line for white supremacy, and
it's a shame that groups like these are making
it is, but that's exactly what the Nazis did with the swastika. You know, it existed for that for very peaceful reasons. But you need to keep that in mind. You need to take that into account. The image that you're putting across, and the faith that members of the public have in you when they see that on your uniform, it undermines you. Okay, and that's what, if you want respect and you want a good relationship with the public, wearing those on your uniform is not helping in the slightest. And that's not just me, that is a widespread opinion by thousands of people, you know, thousands, not just a couple of us. I mean, you've seen my video, that video got 100 and something thousand views, you know. So, you know, then a lot of them did comment on your badges on your uniform. Exactly. So you're aware that people don't like it, but it is.
Don't like us, though.
But it is your responsibility, according to Pelian principles of policing, to have the court of public opinion on your side, and diminishing and undermining your own position. No, you've just admitted that you know people don't like it, and you still continue to do it. Yeah.
But haven't really, to be fair, come over to us, but
you know,
I understand the issue. I tried to get people to like me from talking with them. I understand, you know, it has an effect and so forth. And I get that.
But again, I can walk around with swastika, pretend to be the friendliest person, have the nicest demeanour about me, but I've still got that emblem. You know, it's not. It's at the end of the day, I think it's atrocious, and you know, I am looking at getting a petition into government to get it formally banned from your uniforms, because at the end of the day, it is a defaced flag. You know, as I was saying to her, you swear an oath to the crown, and then you deface the flag of this country. It doesn't show much respect for the oath that you take. There we go, guys. So, as I said, there's absolutely nothing that the police can do about it. The manager won't be happy. She's probably going to have a little cry in the corner. But yeah, I will keep hold of this policy. I will take a clearer picture of it, and I will post that up for you to read. And like I said, conveniently, the manager did only read out the information that he wanted known, and conveniently left out the stuff that goes in my favour. Yeah, so just a quick one, guys. Bit of a debrief for you. Why I do this is we have human rights. That's what I'm just actually, to be fair, it's pointing down there. But yeah, to be fair, like, you know, we have human rights in this country. We have the Human Rights Act. Article 10 is a right to freedom of expression, which covers the media. It's what gives the media the freedom to do what they want to do. We can criticise our government. We can have comedians. This is what gives us those rights, gives us that freedom of expression through those channels. I have the right to receive and disseminate information to the public under this right, unless I'm infringing on other people's rights, which filming in a public place doesn't constitute infringing on another's right. You don't have the right to privacy in a public place, the same way that you can have CCTV cameras and I can't object to it because it's a public place. You know, say, you know, walking down the street, you can have CCTV cameras pointing at you. You can't do anything about it because it's a public place. You don't have to have consent for it. You know, the best I can do is I can make a request for that. But I have the right to come in and make an informational video to disseminate information, you know, whether it's about the breaches of GDPR, whether it's about the poor treatment by the majority of G4S, not you guys, that I interact with. I have the right to show this and hold our government to account and spread this information. It's protected. And that's why I do it, is, you know, Dominic Raab and Priti Patel are petitioning to get rid of our Human Rights Act at the moment. And this is basically a civil protest against such measures. You know, our human rights are important. They're there for a reason. We don't want them stripped. You know, the police would knock on your door without a warrant. You don't have to let them in. That's because it's protected under the Human Rights Act. You want to go marry whoever you want to marry. That's because it's protected under the Human Rights Act. The death sentence not in effect because of the Human Rights Act. These things are important. You know, they start stripping our rights slowly and slowly, you know, then it becomes a huge issue for us. We need to stand up for it. And that's why I do what I do. You know, when you guys are polite, I'll be polite back to you. you know, when people are aggressive to me, then I can give it back like I did with the female officer. You know, you start with an attitude with me, I can give an attitude, but if you're polite, you'll get politeness. You know, and I will take the time to explain to you why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm not just doing it to be an arsehole to you. You know, that's not my intention. But yeah, definitely, you know, the way our government handles our data, not impressed. This place is better. But yes, guys, as I said, with that, the police have informed managers and that civil trespass is a civil issue, nothing they can do, and I have the right to come in here and film, as per the written policy that the manager printed off and flagrantly disregarded the bit that says that. But I will leave you guys to your day.
Thank you. When is this going on YouTube?
I don't know. Could be, I don't know, probably a couple of weeks yet. Yeah, go out, do loads, and then schedule them to go out, you know. But gives you time to process things.
Okay, have a good day.
You too. There we go, guys. So, yeah, it was a fun one there at the Job Centre Plus in Stevenage. So, yeah, interestingly, like I said, they actually came out with this information sheet because of what we do. And as far as I'm aware, I am probably the most prolific for visiting job centre sites compared to other auditors. So I'd like to think that I've played a big contribution in this written policy that does state that, you know, they cannot stop you filming in a public place. What comes down to a public place is a matter for legal advice. But until such a time, you know, there's nothing that the police can do about it. They cannot get involved. It's not a criminal offence.